lots of you. I love it. Okay, we are going to share our sentences, and I'm going to turn you so you can see. Here we go. Oh, I just got good news. I can bake the cake and bring it to class.
Yay!
All right. So, Grayson. I hope chickens are involved.
Oh, chickens are in it.
Yay!
A loud boom chip-pop of a drum shook my pet chicken, threw me around, and made me break 16 bones.
Oh! Wait a minute. The chicken made you break 16 bones? What is it, a giant chicken?
No, the giant drum.
With a drum. Oh. I was envisioning this giant chicken.
Same.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Grayson. Helen.
A loud clap of chickens made the barn of chickens explode, and it made it rain chickens.
Oh my, we've got lots of chickens happening. Raining chickens. Breaking bones chickens. Cole. I'm going boy, girl, just so you know. No, we do not banter back and forth. Let him read.
A loud slurp of the snail went down my throat and into my stomach and made me spit it out. Oh.
How do you spit it out when it's already in your stomach? Well, that would be the appropriate. Okay, we're not going there. All right,
A disturbing splat of chocolate cake shipped to the earth, broke the moon, and made a pigeon grab me close.
Okay, what was the last part? Made the pigeon what?
Grab me close.
Oh my. That was an interesting series of events. A giant chocolate cake from, what is it, from a different planet? Planet chocolate cake? I would like to go there.
I would hate to go there.
Planet chocolate?
Don't eat too much chocolate.
No, I don't. I do have to keep myself from doing that. Christian, you are correct.
A loud moo of cows rattled the chicken horses and shook the pickle lambs and made me milk the loud crack cows.
I'm trying to envision these animals. Did you say a chicken cow?
No, chicken horse.
A chicken horse.
What? A chicken horse.
So it's a horse with a chicken head. What about a tail? Does it have chicken feathers for a tail instead of a horse tail? But chickens can't fly either, friends.
I mean, if you chuck them in the air, they
No,
chuck them in the
chickens
air.
are not flying animals.
Yeah,
They will fly for a little bit, but they can't fly. All right, Toby.
Some big scoops of ice cream stood 100 feet tall, and chickens gobbled it up.
Chickens. We have a chicken
Chickens are
team.
evolving. Oh gosh.
We're going to be taken over by chickens pretty soon.
We're gonna have a pet chicken.
Jeremiah.
Mine does not have a chicken.
Yay.
Mate, does it?
A quiet bang of magical thunder shook the house, and they went outside, and then they saw from winter to summer, and they were very happy.
Wow, magical thunder. What is magical thunder? Sounds interesting. Munchine. Very nice. We are forgetting our onomatopoeia though, some friends are. We need to make sure you insert onomatopoeia. Luke. Onomatopoeia. Such a fun word to say.
A big bad taco ate Owen's soggy socks. Owen asked the officer Taco Kid and asked if it was legal to do it. Officer Taco Kid said it's okay. I have to go do tickets, and he put on his sirens.
Whoa.
Wow. All right. I'm trying to follow all that. So the officer was Taco Kid? Okay. McKenna.
A loud clap of thunder from Lucy shook the art room, rattled the crayons, and made me grab pens close to me.
Nice. Very nice. There was onomatopoeia in that sentence, which I love. Gabe.
I don't want to read my sentence, but can I get it in there?
Can you get a what?
Did you?
Yes. Jonathan. Thank you for raising your hand. Make sure you use hand sanitizer too, bud.
A loud boom of a TNT in the mountains shook the rocks right off the ground and made me want to go to Chick-fil-A to gain my weight like Wilbur.
What? You want to go to Chick-fil-A and do what?
Gain more weight like Wilbur.
Oh. I thought, okay.
Chicken leg.
Chick-fil-A, that's a restaurant.
Chicken leg.
No, Chick-fil-A.
Chicken
Have you never been to Chick-fil-A? Oh, I was going to say it. Emma, birthday girl, come on down.
Oh, yeah. A big boom let out a big confetti pile, and we all jumped up and started to dance.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. A confetti pile.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Swimming in confetti.
Swimming in confetti. Cole. Yes. Friends, quiet.
Doesn't Chick-fil-A sound bad, like a baby chick getting fillet? That's not funny.
Just wondering. That's why it should be called chicken leg.
Oh my goodness. Now that you say that, yes, it does. I never thought of it that way. Now it's kind of very disturbing. Olivia. We're going to look at it the same.
The pet store was filled with animals, cats, dogs, parrots, goldfish, and more. It was noisy. Meow, wolf, block, bluff. We got a cat to play with and keep the mice away.
Very nice. The mice, they will keep the mice away. Although I did have a cat a long time ago who was scared of mice.
What?
He was very ineffective. He was very cute. Emma.
When I get home for my birthday, my brother made confetti, and we're going to shoot that.
Nice. Confetti is fun. Confetti. Anyone else want to share their sentence? Very nice. Now, some had onomatopoeia and some did not. So make sure if I give a specific thing to put in your sentence, you do so, okay? All right, so anyone else watch Flora and Ulysses? Anybody new?
I don't know how to spell it.
How to spell what?
Flora and Ulysses.
It's
Flora and Ulysses. Why do you need to spell it?
I want to watch the movie.
Oh, do you have to type it into the, no. It's on Disney Plus.
I looked on Disney Plus.
Oh.
We had Disney Plus.
So does he have to do something special to find it?
I know.
No? Because I haven't tried.
Wait, he's on his iPad. Oh.
Oh, maybe there's different.
Yeah. You might need to do the grown-up setting because
All right, so you'll have to ask your mom. I don't know. Maybe there's a special setting or something. All right. Speaking of Flora and Ulysses, let's read a little bit of it. All right, what happened last time? Does anybody remember? A lot of things happened. What did our little friend Ulysses, what did he type on? Who remembers? Where was he at, first of all, and what did they ask him to do? He was at whose house? Let me remember her fun name. Olivia. Huh? Tootie's house. It's such a fun little cute name, Tootie. So what did Ulysses type? James. I love your round head, the brilliant green, the watching blue, these letters, this world, you. I am very, very hungry. It's a little poem. It's a squirrel poem. I love how it ends, I am very, very hungry. That reminds me of M. I am hungry. All right, so he typed a poem. Do you doubt him, said Flora. Of course I doubt him, said William. Is it Spiver or Speaver? Speaver? Okay. Do not, said Flora. Why, said William Spiver. She stared at him. Take off your glasses, she said. I want to see your eyes. No, said William. Take them off. I won't. Children, said Tootie, please. Who was William Spiver really? Yes, yes. He was the great nephew of Tootie Tickum, and suddenly, suspiciously, came to stay for the summer. But who was he really? What if he was some kind of comic book character himself? What if he was the villain whose powers were depleted as soon as the light of the world hit his eyes? Incandesto was forever being attacked by his arch nemesis, the darkness of 10,000 hands. Dun, dun, dun. All right. We are talking about a comic book. What is she talking about? We've got a hero who is what? Incandesto. And we have a villain, the arch nemesis. What's his name again? Ooh, the darkness of 10,000 hands. It sounds very scary. So just like your comic book, you have to have your good guy and bad guy. What is an arch nemesis? Grayson.
It's like an enemy.
Yes.
Fight.
Yes. It's like you got your protagonist and your antagonist. So I like the name arch nemesis better. It sounds very scary. Yes.
You've been enemies for your whole life.
Well, not necessarily. Like, it's just your arch nemesis is someone that you are, you're not friends with, you might be fighting with. It just depends on the severity, but it's not someone that you are friends with. Let's put it that way. Every superhero has an arch nemesis. What if Ulysses' arch nemesis was William? The truth must be known, said Flora. She stepped forward. She reached out her hand to remove William's glasses. And then she heard her name. Flora Bell! Your father is here! Flora Bell, said William in a gentle voice. Ulysses was still sitting on his hind legs. His ears were pricked. He looked back and forth between Flora and William. We have to go, said Flora. Wait, said William. Flora picked Ulysses up and by the scruff of his neck. She put him under her pajama top. Will I ever see you again? Said William. The universe is a random place, said Flora. Who can say whether we will meet again or not? Very dramatic. The giant ear. Oh my. Her father was standing on the top of the step in front of the open door. He was wearing a dark suit and a tie and a hat with a brim. even though it was Saturday and summertime. Flora's father was an accountant at the firm Flinton, Flostum, and Frick. Flora wasn't sure, but she thought it was possible that her father was the world's loneliest man. He didn't even have Incandesto and Dolores to keep him company anymore. "Hi, Pop," she said. "Flora," said her father. He smiled at her, and then he sighed. "I'm not ready yet." "Oh, that's okay," said her father with a sigh. "I'll wait." He walked with Flora into the living room. He sat down on the couch. He took off his hat and balanced it on his knee. "Are you in the house now, George?" Flora's mother shouted from the kitchen. "Is Flora with you?" "I am inside," shouted Flora's father. "Flora is with me." The clack, 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 clack of the typewriter echoed through the house. Silverware rattled, and then there was silence. "What are you doing, George?" her mother shouted. "I am sitting on the couch, Phyllis. I am waiting for my daughter." Flora's father moved his hat from his left knee to his right knee and then back to his left knee again. Ulysses shifted underneath Flora's pajamas. "What are you two going to do today?" Flora's mother shouted. "I don't know, Phyllis. I can hear you perfectly well, George," said Flora's mother as she came into the living room. "You don't need to shout." "Flora, what have you got under your pajama top?" "Nothing," said Flora. "Is it that squirrel?" "No," said Flora. "What squirrel?" said Flora's father. "Don't lie to me," said her mother. "Okay," said Flora. "It's the squirrel. I'm keeping him." "I knew it. I knew you were hiding something. Listen to me. That squirrel is diseased. You are engaging in dangerous behavior." Flora turned away. She had a superhero under her pajamas. She didn't have to listen to her mother, or anybody else for that matter. A new day was dawning. A girl with a superhero kind of day. "I'm going to go get changed now," she said. "This will not work, Florabelle," said her mother. "That squirrel is not staying." "What squirrel?" said Flora's father. Flora went halfway up the stairs. Then she stopped. She stood on the landing. The criminal element suggested that anyone truly invested in fighting crime is besting criminals, should learn to listen carefully. All words at all times, true or false, whispered or shouted, are clues in the workings of his human heart. Listen, you must, if you care to understand anything at all, become a giant ear. This was what the criminal element suggested, and this was what Flora intended to do. She pulled Ulysses out from underneath her pajama top. "Sit on my shoulder," she whispered to him. Ulysses climbed up on her shoulder. "Listen," she said. He nodded. Flora felt brave and capable, standing there on the landing with her squirrel on her shoulder. "Do not hope," she whispered. "Instead, observe." She took a deep breath and let it out slowly. She held herself absolutely still. She became a giant ear. And what Flora, the giant ear, heard was astonishing. "What do you mean she's becoming a giant ear? What does that mean? Does it mean that she literally turned into a giant ear?" What do you think she means by that, Grayson?
She's starting to listen.
Yes. So she stopped doing anything and froze and just listened. So this is what she heard. Enter the villain, chapter 23. "George," said Flora's mother, "we have a problem. Your daughter has become emotionally attached to a diseased squirrel." "How's that?" said Flora's father. "There's a squirrel," said her mother, speaking more slowly now, as if she were pointing at each word as she said it. "There's a squirrel," repeated her father. "The squirrel is not well. There is an unwell squirrel. There's a sack in the garage and a shovel." Uh-oh. "Okay," said Flora's father. "There's a sack and a shovel in the garage." At this point, there was a very long silence. I need you to put the squirrel out of its misery, said Flora's mother. How's that? Said her father. For the love of Pete, George, shouted her mother. Put the squirrel in the sack and then hit it over the head with the shovel. Flora's father gasped. Flora gasped too. She was surprised at herself. The lady in her mother's romance novels put their hands on their chest and gasped, but Flora was not a gasper. She was a cynic. Flora's father said, I don't understand. Flora's mother cleared her throat. She uttered the blood-soaked words again. She said them louder. She said them more slowly. You put the squirrel in the sack, George. You hit the squirrel over the head with the shovel. She paused. And then you use the shovel to bury the squirrel. Put the squirrel in a sack, hit the squirrel over the head with a shovel, said Flora's father in a squeaky, despairing voice. Oh, Phyllis, no. Yes, said Flora's mother. It's the humane thing to do. Flora understood that she had made a big mistake thinking that William was anybody important. Everything was coming into sharp and a terrifying focus. The story was starting to make sense. Ulysses was a superhero, probably, and Phyllis Buckman was his arch nemesis, definitely. Wholly unanticipated occurrences. So who is the arch nemesis of Ulysses? Jonathan. Flora's mom. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we can read. Oh. Ulysses is so cute. We're going to read one more and then we'll have to stop. Chapter 24. Stalked, chased, threatened, poisoned, etc. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
He should have been shocked, but he wasn't, not really. It was a sad fact of his existence as a squirrel that there was always someone somewhere who wanted him dead. In his short life, Ulysses had been stalked by squirrels, attacked by raccoons, shot by BB guns, slingshots, and bow and arrows. Granted, the arrow was made of rubber, but still, it hurt. He had been shouted at, threatened, poisoned. He had been flung ears over tail by a stream of water issuing from a garden hose turned to full force. Once, at a public picnic grounds, a small girl had tried to beat him to death with an enormous teddy bear. And last fall, a pickup truck had run over his tail. Aw, poor Ulysses. Truthfully, the possibility of getting hit over the head with a shovel didn't seem that alarming. Life was dangerous, particularly if you were a squirrel. In any case, he wasn't thinking about dying. He was thinking about poetry. That is what Tootie said he had written, poetry. He liked the word, its smallness, its density, the way it rose up at the end as if it had wings. Poetry. Don't worry, said Flora. You're a superhero. This maleficence will be stopped. Ulysses dug his claws into Flora's pajamas to keep his balance on her shoulder. Maleficence, said Flora again. Poetry, thought Ulysses. All right, and there we end.
And there we are.
So, for those of you who have seen the movie, do you see similarities with the book to the movie? Yeah? Good.